Welcome, Scorpio. I hope you're doing well. Everything is going well for you. Thank you for coming to my channel. Thank you for watching, liking, sharing, and subscribing. I hope you enjoy the general insights in this reading. Please take what works for you. It may also apply to someone that you are close to at this time. If you have strong influences in your birth chart associated with another sign, then please feel free to cross-watch for further insights. I have shuffled and laid out the cards. I deal with the 12 houses of the Zodiac, so as the cards are coming up in each house, then those are the influences that are coming into influence at this time. So now in the first house, you have Grand Trine Blessings. First house is everything to do with yourself, your actual personality, your appearance, your characteristics that can be seen by others, your self-oriented interests. It's also your physical body, just how you're presenting to others, the persona that you're projecting outwards to others, what they see when they see you. So you can call it a mask or some sort of outer persona that you are projecting at this time. Most of us are born with an ascendant, and the ascendant is usually that persona that you are projecting. So now, with the Grand Trine Blessings, this is bringing in a time of being well received by others. It's going to bring sort of a time of easy flow for you. So how you're interacting with others, how you're coming across to others, you will be well received. You'll probably be feeling fairly content in yourself. Things will, be going well in your relationships with others, your interactions with others. There'll be harmony. You'll kind of feel almost like you're in the right place at the right time. It's a good time to follow any opportunities that come to you at the moment, because you need to follow them all. Not all of them are going to be right for you, but there will be something in there, and if you follow it, then it will become clear and it will just be right for you. You may be enjoying popularity at this time, and also your relationships will improve. You may actually have a new love coming into your life, and this person is going to be really quite right for you. They're going to be very supportive of you and how you're making your way in the world. It's really as a special partner. And so just be aware of that, because sort of romantic and love relationships are coming up for you in the spread as well. So with the Grand Trine Blessings, the only sort of, if you can call it a downside really, is that because things are flowing and because things are harmonious and you feel content, that you tend to coast, or you slip into a bit of complacency. So you can't do that. Even though things may be flowing and they may be working out for you, may be feeling strong in your body and so on, you still have to work at things. You still have to be looking up opportunities, following up, and using your influence in as you make your way through the world. You'll still need to work at things, and you'll have to be diligent as well to harness the blessings that come in with this influence. Then in the second house, we have Void of Course Moon missing. So your second house is everything to do with your money, your income coming in. It's also the house of ownership, so what you own, what you possess, whether that's real estate, land, and your actual possessions, your material resources. It's also the house of self-worth and the house of your values, what you value. So with this card coming in at this time, this is just a period where embarking on new adventures or new paths or anything new is not a good idea at this time. So it probably is a period of about a week, maybe a bit more. If there has been something stormy going on, some kind of swirling and some kind of upheaval or uncertainty, wait for the storm to pass and then consider which action to take. But embarking on anything new at this time, anything that's been planned, something that you've been planning for some time, you've been wanting to put into action, don't do it right now. Rather, just stay as you are. just avoid taking action on sort of these planned new things that you want to start, or perhaps it's a new investment that you want to, something that you're planning to do. Just wait, rather. Stay as is. Just follow your usual routine. Stick to what you would normally do until the energies have settled. With this kind of influence, the moon goes quiet when it passes between two signs. So it's a period of nothing. So just bear that in mind, because you'll find that anything new that you embark on, a plan that you've had going and you're now going to put it into action, it may go wrong, mistakes may be made, or you won't get the results that you want. So rather just hold back if possible and wait until the energies have settled. There may be disappointments, things like that, a wasted effort. Just be patient and gather your resources. Unplanned and spontaneous actions may still work for you. It's things that are planned, things that you've been thinking about and wanting to initiate. Just rather wait a little bit until the energies have settled. Because, as I said, you could experience disappointments or delays or cancellations to your plans and so on. Then in the third house, we have Taurus. Your third house is everything to do with your communication. So this is verbal, written, body language, any form of communication. And with Taurus, I have in there very solid card, good card to have. It's about planting seeds. It's about growth. It's about being practical in all communications. You need to be practical at this time. You need to take your time with what you're saying, what you're writing. And just... you also need to make, if I could put it this way, solid investments with what you say. So it's about nurturing, it's about patience, and just really applying yourself in what you're saying and put it in such a way that is going to bring good results for you. So it's planting seeds, what you say, how you communicate. The third house also covers documents and contracts as well. So, but it's about being practical. Taurus is a very practical sign. But you're going to need to exercise a bit of patience as well, because this is not fast moving. Just avoid sarcastic comments and sarcasm in general, which can be the other side of this Taurian quality. The third house also covers short trips, to your local areas, short journeys. So any trip into nature is going to be very beneficial for you. So that's another aspect of the third house. Then in the fourth house, we have North Node, which is life purpose. This is a karmic card. It's a destiny card. A very nice influence to be having anywhere in your chart. It's basically about receiving karmic rewards. So this is, what you've earned from past lifetimes. If that philosophy doesn't interest you, then this is just about receiving back for good deeds that you have done. So this can come in any sort of form, really, but it's destiny. It's almost like this is just meant for you and it's coming for you. So somehow you arrive in a better place. It's about being in the right place at the right time as well. Your fourth house is everything to do with your home, your actual physical structure, but also your home life, who's in your home, and just the feelings in general about your home. It's also your foundation, your roots, your ancestral connections, your ethnic identity, if that is applicable for you. So with this coming in, as I said, this could be manifesting for you with regards to your roots or to your foundations or to your ethnic identity. Something, perhaps you're going to reap a benefit of some sort from that. Like I said, it's almost like a destiny. Something comes to you from that aspect of your life. It could be the maturing of something, also a gift that arrives for you, something like that. But it's going to affect you in your home life, and it's going to affect you in those sort of family foundations, those your identity, where you've risen from. You could also be meeting soul connections or karmic connections or soul family. And these people you're going to just have a really good, deep connection with instantly. You just feel at home with them. You know them, they know you. Even though you may never have met them before, you just feel comfortable with them. So you're going to be interacting with them in some way. So they may come to your home, or you may be bringing them into your home for a purpose. Possibly you're changing something in your home. This can bring in, like I said, it's bringing in very good vibes for you. So you could be expanding your home, or you could be going into a new home. But you could be using artisans, or people are coming to your home to help you with certain aspects of it, and you just feel deeply connected to them in some way. Or it could be people coming to visit you in your home. But this is a very fortuitous card to be having. It brings finance comes in some way. So whether you're going to be starting to work from home business, which is very well indicated with this card, some kind of you're harnessing some aspect of your home which is going to bring in extra financial help for you, or you're going to receive financial help in some way, which is going to allow you to make the changes that you need to make. It could also be that you go to visit a home, or you go to visit a house, or some kind of property, and you instantly fall in love with it, or you feel connected to the house in some way, or it comes to you by through destiny, or it comes through, it's fated almost that you receive this house or this property. So it's got that feel about it. It's a fortuitous time. As I say, if you're starting a work from home business, very, very good time to be doing that. It's just going to, make your home your castle, but also a wonderful place to work in, and you will get the financial benefit from that. As I said, it could also be a change of home, but whatever it is, it will be a change to something much better. There will be improvement in finances in some way, shape, or form. There is a swiftness with this card as well, so it might be quick, whatever is coming for you, but it's an opportunity nonetheless, and go for it. Then in the fifth house, we have Moon, Soul. So the fifth house is everything to do with your children, if you have children, or children that you're associated with in some way. It's also the house of creativity, and this is creativity in all forms, not necessarily artistic ability, but your actual creative abilities, how you cook, how you decorate your home, how you interact with others, how you arrange your children's parties, how you talk to others, how you dress. There's lots of ways that creativity can come in. So it's the house of creativity. It's also the house of love affairs, and it's also the house of recreational activities of all kinds. So it could even be sports. But it's some kind of, it could even be just sort of like handcrafts and so on, because that is indicated with this card. So with this card in there, in any one of those areas, it's about following your feelings in all things. So you have to always ask yourself, how do I feel about this? So if it's relation to your children, how do you feel about what they're going through? Or it could be them going through some certain things, and you are interacting with them in a way which is, it's emotional. This is all about, this card is also about intuition, using your intuition, or you may be seeing your children starting to use their intuition. This is the card of dreams as well. Your dream life will be rich, or their dream life will be rich. This card also can bring in crowds or fame, sudden fame. So possibly you or your children are experiencing some kind of notoriety for what it is that you're doing, whether it's a creative aspect or just, your children perhaps in some sort of sporting activity or recreational activity, or you could be experiencing that, some kind of notoriety. There's a strong female influence with this card. So there could be a female, either you have a female child who is going through various aspects, or it could be that, somebody, there's a female influence coming in some way, form, whether it's affecting your children or it's coming into your creative life, or it could be, as I said, a love affair, or you're undertaking a recreational activity and there's a strong feminine influence there. This card is also about shyness, about staying safe. And possibly if you've got children, they may need to step out a bit and overcome that, to actually let their light shine, and maybe you're helping them with that. It's about sensitivity as well, highly sensitive. Either you will be feeling this way or your children will be feeling this way. It also could be, as I said, a love affair. Perhaps you are meeting somebody who has very strong moon influences. Maybe they are Cancerian, or they have some sort of strong aspect which is brings in the moon. And this is all about feelings, intuition, cycles. Your relationship with them may be going through cycles. This card also brings in birth. As I said, a strong female influence, but also birth comes in. So you may be having a child, or your children may be having, perhaps they're having a child. or you're going to be involved with a birth in some way. This card also brings in the arts. Possibly you are going into some artistic field, or you're experiencing a revival of your artistic skills, or your children are, or you're meeting a female person who is very artistic. Perhaps this is your new love partner, if that is appropriate for you. This card is also about the helping professions. Perhaps your children are going into choosing a career, or you are going into a career where helping others. It's all about tapping into your emotions and your intuition. If you are in a love affair or approaching a love affair, as I said, this person could be exhibiting all of these qualities, or it could be a little bit clingy. That does come in. In all cases, you will have to watch your moods, both of you, and just ride the different cycles. There will be cycles in the relationship, up and down, or you just may be feeling extremely sensitive towards each other and really feeling things really on a very deep level. And this person may also have come from the past to you as well, somebody you perhaps knew before. This card also brings in memories and nostalgia. So you could just be feeling like that about any one of those areas that covered by the 5th house. This house also covers, this card also brings in something that's not clear, or something that's hidden. It could even be a clandestine love affair that you're involved in, or perhaps there's something that is not clear either in your relationship with your children, or in your creativity. Perhaps you're wanting to you're busy with a creative project, and there's something that's not clear about it. The moon does sometimes obscure things, and as I said, or it could be to do with a love affair. But if it's to do with recreational activities, you could be harnessing all those particular qualities of the moon, which is deeply nurturing. It's very sensitive, highly emotional, deep. But there also may be retreat and withdrawal required in order to assimilate various things, so that could affect your creativity. But it's also nurturing in some way, and that could be a cooking, some sort of cooking course you want to do, or handcrafts. But like I said, it's almost artistic. There's handcrafts involved there, so it could be a new activity that you want to undertake, or your children are involved in that. In the 6th house, we have Saturn, which is truth. The 6th house is everything to do with your work projects, whatever it is that you're currently working on, yourself. It could also be your workplace and your work colleagues. And it's also mastery of your craft, whatever it is that you specialize in, or something that you are working on and trying to improve yourself in. It's about mastery of that. It's also the house of health and diet, and it's the house of pets, your actual pets. So with Saturn truth coming in there, this can be seen as quite a hard influence, but really it's not. What it is, it's always about coming to some sort of solid achievement. It's about what you sow, you will reap. So it's always wise to build strong structures, strong foundations in whatever it is that you're trying to do, because once you do that, then you reap the benefits later on. But it's got to be solid. Whatever you're trying to build, it must be solid now. So aim for solid achievement. You may be feeling very restricted at this time. There may be pressure. You may be feeling delays of some kind. You may also just be feeling unappreciated in your workplace, if that's appropriate for you. Because Saturn can sometimes bring that in. But what it does is it applies pressure like that in order for you to be the best version of yourself, even though it may take time and you may feel really frustrated, or just feel burdened, like whatever you're doing is just not good enough. That can come in. But you have to apply yourself. You have to follow the rules. And there may be some control issues going on in your workplace. But whatever it is, you have to face it. You have to be realistic about your goals and what you can achieve, And if you can achieve more, then go for more. But always, it's a slow, steady progress. It's about building solid things. So there's no fly-by-nights, there's no quick fixes with this card. You may also be dealing with an authority figure of some kind in any one of those areas. So this can be a very beneficial authority figure, somebody who's really going to show you the ropes, somebody who's really going to bring structure into your life. And show you exactly how to do things. It won't be easy and it will be hard work, but they're going to really lead you and give you wonderful structure upon which to base what it is that you're doing. And it will benefit you hugely later on in life, because you will look back on that and think, wow, I learned a lot during that period. Or it could be quite a hard taskmaster, somebody who really is cracking the whip. And as I said, you may just be feeling pressured at this time with what is going on. But in all cases, you've got to follow the rules and just apply yourself, do everything that you can, slow, steady progress, because what solid achievement you're aiming for, you've got to put the groundwork in first. If this is related to your health and your diet, then you may just be, whatever age you are, but generally you may just be feeling older in your body. It's mature. This is maturation, feeling mature or just feeling your age. And it's also beware, take care of your teeth. If you've got any dental issues that you need to address, please do so, because you don't want to leave it and then now you have an emergency on your hand or some kind of drastic action needs to be taken. It's also looking after the bones and your skeletal structure. So your calcium, your vitamin D, and your calcium magnesium mix must be correct, and your vitamin D. Address all of those issues. Really look after your frame, your skeletal structure, your teeth, because these are the hard parts of your body that once they're gone, they're very hard to replace. In fact, you can't replace them pretty much. So it's you really must look after your body. It's also the tendons and the ligaments. So if you're involved in sports and various other activities, really take that extra time to look after yourself during this period. In your 7th house is the house of one-on-one relationships. So this is your love one-on-one relationship, or it could be a business partnership, or just another close personal relationship. So now with Cancer coming in, this is the second moon-related card. The first one was in your 5th house, which covered love affairs. So this coming in again. So the 5th house is the love affair, and the 7th house is the more committed relationship. So you go from the 5th house to the 7th house. So this could be the maturation of a relationship from that to this. So it's becoming more committed, a deeper relationship, or it could just be somebody else coming into your life at this time as a committed relationship. It could be somebody from the past, as I said before. But this person could be really exhibiting quite a few different qualities associated with Cancer and, Cancerian type qualities. So this is highly sensitive, very mysterious, very alluring, deep feelings, quite vulnerable, quite touchy-feely, quite moody, easily wounded, and so on. Also can be quite resilient. Sorry for the interruption. So, as I said, this person could be have lovely, mysterious, and alluring qualities, and very, deep emotions, highly sensitive. But the other side of it is they can be, because they're ruled by the moon, they could be quite moody and sort of almost touchy, and just very highly sensitive, even quite artistic. And they may also have quite strong psychic abilities. If that is not implied for you, whether it's a business partnership or a love partnership or some other close personal one-on-one relationship, this could be you needing to bring that into your relationships. So it's about really tuning in at a deep level emotionally to this person. So you syncing with them, feeling deeply connected. yeah, just you may also just have to spend some private time together, or allow each of yourself or them some space, and so just to withdraw and spend private time on their own, just to sort of assimilate various emotions and things. Things will go through cycles in the relationship, so up and down. Some days will be fantastic, and other days will be quieter. So one or either of you may need to just withdraw and have some private time, or you both need to perhaps do that together. And it really is about tuning in on a really deep level to your relationship. Again, women are indicated. You may, it's possible, but you may have a woman, or perhaps it's a mother or something like that, that is kind of having an influence on your relationship. This could be happening, or it could be, in some way there's a feminine influence coming in on the relationship. So that may need to be dealt with in some way. If it's a good thing, then great. If it's not, then you may have to deal with it. But as I said, this card, there is a sort of there may be a secret element to this relationship. Perhaps you're having a secret relationship, or there are areas of the relationship which are hidden from you that may come in. Just, once the person feels really safe and secure with you, then those areas may be revealed to you. But, just initially you may just feel that some things are just not, not talked about, or as I said, the relationship could be a secret of some kind, or just very private. So you just may need to bring all those elements into the relationship, or you are involved with somebody who's exhibiting all these different qualities, they just have either a very Cancerian way about them, or very highly influenced by the moon. Moving on to the 8th house. In the 8th house, you have Pisces, I believe. So this is the 8th house is everything to do with your finances, your big money, and this is shared resources between committed partners. So whether it's a love partner or a business partner, it's the deeper emotional and material resources that are shared between you. And it's also, as I said, about big finance. So this comes in, it brings that in, because it's things like investments, insurance, tax, banking, accounting, inheritances and legacies, just the larger sums of money. It's also, this house is also about dealing with other people's money. So you may be in a profession where you're doing that. This house is also to do with a deeper sexual connection in a committed partnership. So all the issues that go with that. And the house does cover, it does have a sort of a power element to it. There's also an element of beginnings and endings. So the sex, the death, and the rebirth. The death may be a sort of an egoic death, the sacrifice for the greater good, something like that. Or something may fall away and something new may come in. This house covers all of that. So you've got Pisces, I believe, in there. So there are two sides to this card. You'll have to just see how it applies for you. On the one hand, it's a very dreamy, very beautiful. It has a very beautiful quality. It's about merging. It's about joining together. It's about faith and trust. It's about compassion, and it's about deep knowing. So it's merging into the depths, if you can put it that way. So that's a wonderful thing to be reaching for in any kind of togetherness, whether it's a business or a personal. The other aspect of this is that it may also cover boundaries and definition, because this is a watery sign which sometimes lacks boundaries and definition. You may need to bring that in to whether it's your actual love relationship or your business partnership, or with dealing with other people's money in general. There may be definition and boundaries required. Some things just may not be clear. That's sort of clouded, or just not it's just something that's not 100%. It's just not being revealed, or it's just not clear in some way. This card can be the sign can be the sign of self-undoing. So just be careful who you are associating with in this house. Careful who you mix with, and don't allow other people's problems to drag you down. You don't want any victim consciousness coming in. So I'm thinking in particular with dealing with other people with their money, or if you're sort of in some sort of business situation, and now you've got to discuss deeper finances and various other things. You want to just be careful that everything is clear, that everything is as it should be, and that there's nothing amiss in any way. This house also covers psychic abilities as well. So you may be having that. Those may be really amplified at this time. That you may just be really tuned in and picking up various things. This card also brings in the arts. So you may be investing in the arts, or you could be going into a business which is to do with the arts in some way. But it could be a show that you're putting on, or you're involved in an art gallery, or a musical event, or a dance event. It's all covered by this. Poetry, anything like that is covered by this card as well. So it really depends which area this is coming up for you in this house. It may be multiple, or just one area that it's being brought to your attention. But there are those dreamy aspects, and then there's the side where you have to put in definition as well. Just make sure everything is clear, 100%. Then in the 9th house, we have Uranus, which is genius, coming in. So the 9th house is everything to do with the world. It's anything international. So that's international travel. It's also dealing with international things, whether it's foreign imports, exports, foreign people, foreign cultures, foreign products, or just speaking to people on the other side of the world or a different country. So it's access to the world. This is what this card brings in. It's also, it rules publishing, public relations, promotions of all kinds. It's about teaching. It rules teaching. This house also rules religion, belief systems, and philosophy, and higher education. So this can be this is university level education or adult education. This house is also the house of in-laws, and so it's got that international feel to it, but it does also have the other aspects. However it applies for you, with Uranus coming in, this can be really wonderful on one hand, and can cause absolute chaos on the other. So it could be a shock or a surprise coming in for you, or it could just be a sudden change, some sort of bolt from the blue. It could be a wonderful idea coming to you, some wonderful download that you're receiving, or it could be a massive insight, something really it's going to change yourself and whatever you're interested in that's covered by the 9th house. It really is it's electricity. It's like that lightning bolt coming down. That is Uranus. So, it's got a rapid, unexpected quality going for it as well. So it could be very fast, massive upheaval. Some kind of upheaval descends on you, and now you really have to shift all kinds of things. It could be a little bit chaotic initially until you find your feet. It's also about waking up. Possibly you've been asleep at the wheel in some way or form. Well, this will come in and wake you up. Or it could just be a concept that you perhaps haven't understood, or just hasn't been clear for you. Well, now you're going to get like 300% clarity on that. Or it could just be a change in belief system for you. Suddenly you realize something that you have held dear. Now all of a sudden you're starting to see the flaws in it. It's also about freedom, obtaining freedom and liberation in some way. So you could have been sort of laboring under some particular type of belief system or philosophy or religion even, and that all goes out the window in a very quick, short, sharp action. And now you have to really, redo or rethink everything. So it could cover that. You could also be going on a very unexpected trip overseas somewhere. It could be a gift, some kind of, it's really quick, very sudden, some sort of amazing exploration or adventure. As I said, it could be a surprise for you. You could also be mixing with very unconventional people or in unconventional situations of some sort. Perhaps you're involved in public relations and promotions of some sort, and you're exposed to all these different types of people who have different ways and ethnicities or sexuality even, just unconventional and different from you. And it's all your experiences around that. It's also, this can be relocation coming in for you. Some sort of relocation, and literally it brings in the world. It's also the card of rebellion. So as I said, you could have been laboring under something, or you could have been stuck in something, and now all of a sudden Uranus comes along to liberate you from that, whether it's a thought form or something that you're involved in. Just something out of the blue drops on you like that. The wonderful other main aspect about Uranus is all kinds of new technology will suddenly be in any one of those ninth house areas. So you could be studying something and now you have to master a new tool or a new instrument. Or you're going on a trip and you've bought a new camera. It's mastering all the effects of that camera. Or you could be, going into a course of photography, and now you have to master all the different aspects of the cameras that you're working with. Any kind of technology. It's usually futuristic tech, but whatever it is, it will be a massive upgrade from what you have been using currently. So it could also be going online to the world for whatever it is that you're doing. So whether it's import, export, or you're now talking to people across the world, you're now having to use Skype, or you're having to use some other new technology to harness your interactions with these people. So it's a wonderful technological advance. That is what Uranus is, future tech. That's what it is. So as I said, it could be a tool or just something that you're using. It could be a wonderful new mobile phone, smartphone with all kinds of wonderful new aspects that you perhaps have never used before. So it really is an upgrade to whatever it is you're currently using. If it may, as I said, it applies across a wide range, but it's something that's coming in for you now, and it's really going to change your world quite significantly. Then in the 10th house, we have Black Moon Lilith, mystery. So 10th house is everything to do with your career, your ambitions, and it's the house of authority figures. It's also the house of fame, fortune. Those two are linked. It's also to do with your public status and your reputation. So just beware with this card, because there's a fair bit of mystery that comes in with this card. It covers quite a few different aspects that can come in on the 10th house, but there's some sort of mystery going on. Something's not clear or disclosed in any one of those areas. There's something hidden under the surface that's kind of lurking. You're probably onto it. Being a Scorpio, you're probably aware of it, but this is just indicating that there is something, some sort of mystery, something that's not clear. This card also brings in strong female power. So whether that's you accessing that, or you're now sort of involved with somebody who's exhibiting strong female power, and I mean this in a career aspect or an authority figure, or some kind of, if you are in the public eye, you may be coming, into contact with somebody like this. But a strong female power, but can also be the darker feminine side. So it brings in feelings of rebellion. It could also be a bit of bitchiness that you're seeing, either in your work, your career, or it's coming at you directly. But you may be experiencing that in some way. There may be feelings of revenge and a bit of bitterness and anger going on. So it might be a female figure in your career that you're seeing like this, or you may even be exhibiting these qualities or these aspects of the darker feminine. So it's also about standing firm. Standing firm in your strength. There can be glamour coming in with this, some sort of glamorous circumstances, or some kind of seduction going on. Perhaps you're seeing that, in any one of those fields, or you could be swept up in it in some way. But also, as I said, it could also be, when I'm thinking about a career aspect, or if you're dealing in the public eye, you may feel sort of slighted in some way, or someone that you're associated with is feeling slighted in some way, and they are now harboring deep feelings about this. It's almost like the feelings have gone inward and they're sort of festering there. All of this comes in with this card, but it could just be that you're actually mixing with a really powerful woman of some kind, or you could be experiencing these sort of darker aspects as well. But if you are harboring feelings of revenge or just bitterness, or feeling angry about what's gone on, try to channel that better. Try to channel it in a way which is going to be healthy. But as I said, it could also be that you're, in the spotlight in some way, and you're now mixing with people who are moving in circles. You're moving in circles where the glamour and the seduction and the darker feminine is coming in. So it could be that. But there is also a mystery element to this as well. Something's not clear, and it could be in any one of those areas of your 10th house. In the 11th house, we have Aries I am. So this is everything to do with the 11th house is all to do with your friendships, your personal hobbies and interests, your wishes and dreams, your hopes, your ideals. But it's also about your any kind of group that you're a member of. So whether it's, you've got networks that you're, connected to, or clubs or societies or associates, alliances of any kind, but there's more than one of you, it's like a group of people. And it could even be your local book club, whatever is appropriate for you. But this is about networking, it's about mixing with others, and it's about your friendships and your support networks as well. So with this card coming in, you're called to action in some way. So either you are called to action, it's about being your authentic self. You may be asked to lead in some way. Leadership skills are being called upon, but it's no nonsense, authentic self. You may be facing a challenge of some sort, or you may be going into some sort of sporting activity where you're required to compete and take action. It's very action-oriented. This is also about ambition. And it's also about impatience. You may be feeling a bit impatient about certain things. But also it could be somebody in any one of those circles that you're mixing in, or it could be a friendship that is exhibiting these qualities and aspects. It's a fast-moving card. But in all instances, it's about taking measured action. This is the best way to deal with this card. Measured action. Be responsible, be disciplined, and sort of avoid impulsive, headstrong, rash action, and avoid, if you can, avoid arguments of all kind, because it won't work well for you. So it is an action-oriented card, and you may be called upon that. You may be, have to speak up and make yourself clear about certain things, or you may have to do that with a friendship. But it's really is this house also covers social consciousness or group consciousness, and also global consciousness, social reform and causes and things like that. So you may have to take action in some way if it's a cause that is close to your heart, or some kind of activity which is close to your heart and it involves working with others. You will have to listen and take all their opinions into account, but it is an action-oriented card without doubt, and but it's measured action. That's the best way to handle this energy. Then in the 12th house, we have solar eclipse revolution. So this, the 12th house is basically the house of your unconscious self. It's the house of solitude and reflection. It's your deep spiritual life, your mysticism and your healing. Meditation comes into this house as well. It's also the house of escapism in all kinds, addictions, just escapism, just getting away from what it is that's, pressing in on you. And it's also resolutions and endings. It's karmic debts. So it's also your interactions, your experiences. So this is interactions in various types of institutions. It can be hospitals, banking, government institutions, it could even be prisons. There's various ways that this can come about. But it is your experiences there. So whether you are going there with somebody or you are going there yourself. With solar eclipse revolution coming in, I feel this is really what this is about. It's breaking old patterns. This is deep-rooted patterns in your life, and it's about breaking those and changes coming in for you. So it could be old attitudes and beliefs that you have that you're now leaving behind, which are required to change. It could be swift action, swift change coming for you. There may be some kind of upheaval. So all of a sudden something occurs to you or something happens to you, and now you realize that, this is what you need to do. You could be in unfamiliar territory. You could be just feeling, out of your comfort zone. Initially, until you get used to the changes that you've got to make. As I said, it could all just be purely unconscious, psychological beliefs that you have. You could have an experience of some kind which really affects you deeply, and now you're seeing what it is you can do in your life. Or you could just be taking on some new belief in yourself, or you could be receiving healing in yourself, and that really is going to create great change in your life. It could also be that you're facing a decision of some sort, and you're kind of needing to just take a bit of time over that, because it's quite deep-seated. So you may need to just reflect on that, spend a bit of time on your own, and come to some kind of understanding. Something may end as well, and something new come in, because the revolution indicates change. You may just be resolving something that's bothered you for a long time. Now you're finding a resolution. But whatever it is, you need to deal with whatever it is that's holding you back. With it, some other, perhaps a belief system or something that's held you back in the past. You need to get over that, deal with it, and move on. It could be a life path change. So if you're working in institutions of various kinds, you could be having quite a different change in direction, or really a life path change. So if you're helping others and you've been working in institutions of various kinds, it could be that. Or it could, as I said, you could be dealing with addictions you're in yourself, or you could be seeing those in others, and now you have to assist them. But whatever it is, this is going to bring about quite a revolution in your thinking and in your inner self. And it could be coming through you via experiences you're having with others, or just something that occurs or happens to you in yourself. And it really is a revolution of deep proportions.